well, for pecuniary profit. But to show you how the readings of the affidavit that's on the wall here. This is from chapter 32, paragraph 164, section 3.5. It says, any church, congregation, or society formed for the purpose of religious worship may become incorporated in the manner following: by electing or appointing according to its usages or customs, at any meeting held for that purpose, 2 or more of its members and as trustees, wardens, vestrymen, or such other officers whose powers and duties are similar to those of trustees shall be agreeable to the usages and customs, rules, and regulations of such congregation, church, or society, may adopt a corporate name upon filing of an affidavit hereinafter, provided it shall be and remain a body politic and corporate by the name so adopted. So that means that that made it a government when it became a body politic. Under the 1871 law, prior to 1963, what they did with this law, they made it has an enforcement clause. The enforcement clause was created in 1963. So anything prior, say for instance, anything prior to 1963, whether the profit, this Moorish Temple was, or the Vatican State, no one after that, after 63, couldn't do the same thing. They cut it off. See what I'm saying? They changed the laws on it. So the only ones that did it prior to 63 can go back and use the same, can use the same law if they did it prior to 63. But they will be considered a body politic of government. Just like the Eastern Orthodox Church is considered the same. The Lutheran Church is considered the same. The Russian Orthodox Church is considered the same, a body politic. I think in the Greek Orthodox Church, they're considered under this law a body politic. That's why they have nationals. The Lutheran Church have nationals. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, Christianity or Christian is considered a nationality. You know what I'm saying? Under the fact that it's under the reign of the Vatican. And anything that they bring forth, like the Moorish Temple bring forth Muslims, they bring forth Christians, but they're a body politic, they're a government. So it's the same business. Muslims, Christians. You know what I'm saying? Two nationalities. Two nationalities. It's not perceived in that way, but that's really how it is. So that's how they have an authority over you based on the fact of your religion. That's why they are actually religious beliefs. You know what I'm saying? So they can have authority over that particular person, because based on the claims and titles which the prophet came with, you know what I'm saying, based on this law as well, that it talks about conveyance of property. You know what I'm saying? They talk about how this religious society can convey property and own it. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same instance with the Vatican State. When you go on and read on here in section 36, it said the chairman or secretary of such meeting shall, as soon as may be after such meeting, make and file in the office of the recorder in the county in which such congregation, church, or society is organized, which shall be recorded by such recorder, an affidavit substantially in the following form, which is like this on the wall here. It said, I do solemnly affirm, that the meetings of the members and assert that then it just gives you like a demonstration on how to do it. Now, what you can do to be in line with the prophet, say for instance, we got the brothers in here, they have businesses, and what they did, they attached them, they did adoption form through the Secretary of State. But first of all, they had to record it and connect it back to the Moorish Temple. Now, they think if they connect it back to the Moorish Temple of America, it will hold fast just like it was in 1928. You know what I'm saying? They can take any businesses and place it under that through an affidavit. As we read on here, I'm going to show you how that's lawful. Okay, well, let's go to page 2. Yes, sir.
sort of this, report to the news office, or do you have some type of
I'm sorry. Well, what you can do is, we got an example on this. What I did for the brothers who had businesses, I did for them, and they put their businesses under the Moorish Temple of America by this law here, and were customers, according to the rules, customers of that society of the body politic, they come up under that. You know what I'm saying? So the Moorish Times do what they is, they're like a subsidiary. You know what I'm saying, to the Moorish Temple of America. Now, if you're a subsidiary to it, this law that in 1928 applies. Anything subsequent to 1963 can't be applied because it had to be attached or amended or subsidiary to the original affidavit or to the corporation itself. You know what I'm saying, like Vatican State, they can create businesses through Vatican State, but they do it to these means here. It says here, now, let's go on here. See, it says, such congregation, church, society may change its name or make other amendment to its original affidavit of the incorporation by passing a resolution of such amendment in accordance with the rules and usages of such congregation. To the office of the recorder in the county in which such congregation, church, or society is located. It says, such affidavit or copies thereof, duly certified by the recorder, shall be received as evidence of the due incorporation of such congregation, church, or society. So I was just saying, anything that's amended to that affidavit will have the same powers as it did in 1928. It just be a subsidiary to the Moorish Temple of America, which is a corporation for pecuniary profit. That's what it's for. Yes, sir.
So when you say body of politics, that means that your business is be governed by the Moorish National as opposed to being governed by the United States Corporation.
Right. Moorish Temple of America would be his body politic. Just like in see under the Home Rule, Article 7, Section 6 of the Illinois State Constitution talks about how under any governmental body under any county that's a home rule. That's why the prophet he waited to 1920 after 1926. The Cook County was called the Cook County Board Commissioners. What they did, they voted on home rule and it passed in 1926. So that's where he moved, and when it became home rule in Cook County. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Cook County is the seat of government for Moorish Temple of America. It's the seat of the government, and it always will be. You know what I'm saying? Long as the county recorder is there, and long as the affidavit exists, this is the seat of authority. So that this why this something like Rome is the Vatican. But in actuality, the Vatican is really home rule. It's in Cook County, in the Chicago Archdiocese. It's not in Rome. I'm saying, because remember, you go back to this. It says early on. It says, here, let me see. It says, go back to section 35. Is there any church, congregation, or society formed for the purpose of religious worship may be incorporated in the manner following: by electing or appointing according to its usages and customs at any meeting held for that purpose, or two or more of its members as trustees, wardens, and vestrymen. And so such officers or such other officers whose powers and duties are similar to those of trustees shall be agreeable to the usages and custom rules and regulations of such congregation, church, or society, may adopt a corporate name upon filing of the affidavit hereafter, provided it should be remain a body politic. But they go on to say that where is that? It says such congregation, church, society may change its name or make other amendment to its original affidavit incorporating and passing a resolution of such agreement in the church of the society, filing an affidavit effectively of the office of the recorder in the county in which such congregation, church, or society is located. So that means that always will be wherever that original affidavit was created. That's the basis, or I'll say the headquarters for that particular church or society. It's Cook County. It's for the Vatican as well. It's not Rome. You know what I'm saying? Even though Rome is the home of the beast, you know what I'm saying? But it's not. But the Vatican power is duly involved in the Chicago Archdiocese here in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? That's why the cardinal, who have become cardinal here in Chicago, always held up in high esteem. You know what I'm saying? Because that's actually, he had a little more power than the Pope in Rome. You know what I'm saying? Because he's sitting in the seat of the power of authority. Which is the same thing for the Moorish Consulate in America. Yes, sir.
So did the Vatican record their documents in the Cook County recorder too?
Yes, sir. That's right. It's legislation by the Chicago called the Chicago Archdiocese Law in 1929, where it was legislated because see, the thing is that you can go anywhere, the Moorish Consulate in America, go anywhere around the world. But always way it would be, the seat of authority would be Cook County. Same thing with Vatican. They legislated laws for Chicago Archdiocese. They legislated for them to connect it to Rome. They connected to Rome. The Vatican State was created in 1929. Off the same law. But it was done through the Chicago Archdiocese. So the cardinal here, one major cardinal was Cardinal Cody. In the 60s, anybody remember him? Yeah, Cardinal Cody. He had more power than the Pope. Right. Cardinal Cody. Old gangster. Straight up gangster. He's straight up OG. You know what I'm saying? Him and old Richard J. Daley. You know what I'm saying? We're buddies. You remember that? Yeah. He had more power than the Pope did.
I'm sorry, you were saying under 35 is how they did it?
Yeah, on Section 35. And it's really paragraph 164 and 165, which made the law, which made them have the power. Then it goes on in different parts here. Section 37, but right here they show you that the reason why we are doing amendments to the original affidavit, according to the section in 36. I'm saying, and that part says such congregation, church, society may change its name or make other amendment to its original affidavit. See, that's the original way that you're supposed to, anything you record concerning the Moorish Consulate in America should always be attached back to the original affidavit. I'm saying, make it lawful according to, the laws here in Hurds-smiths statute. But it says right here, the term of office of trustees or any such corporation in Section 37 may be determined by the rules or bylaws of the congregation, church, or society. To Section 38, it says failure to elect trustees at any time shall not work as a dissolution of such corporation, but the trustees last elected shall be considered as an office until their successors are elected. Now, the thing is, we had did, I think it was December 29th. You were the first one, actually. What happened was, it's December 29th of last year, and then April 24th of last year, 2010, we had, basically selected the successors to succeed the prophet in those vacancies. So those seats were vacant. You know what I'm saying? They were vacant. So it says right here in Section 38, remember the first come, first honor. Section 38, it says a failure to elect trustees at any time should not work as a dissolution of such corporation, but the trustees last elected shall be considered as an office until their successors are elected. So that means that